is January 25, 2020. And this video is to talk about the position of my neck before I actually got into my relocation from the very beginning. So basically my neck come up off my shoulders with a hump and went all the way up that hump to about my C4, and then it went back and my C1 was sitting up into my skull. It was literally pushed up into my skull, and that's where I started. I don't know what it was, earlier than that, but I know I had starting at the base of my shoulder, it was probably about T1. I had this nasty hump that went all the way up to about C4. And it kind of curled back up towards my head like that. But after my relocation and after feeling what moved, the C1 vertebrae actually pulled itself out of my head in a sense, and my head popped back forward. I've had 3 C1 relocations so far, as 3 of them. They're all noisy, really noisy, cracky, quite painful. The first one was not near as bad as this last one, but the one in the middle, it was a so-so one. I still had the problem that when it moved and shifted, my hips were turning right, and your body's got to learn how to realign itself. It's like every time you move it, it has to figure itself out. So anyway, this is, like I say, this is still basically talking about my neck and what it looked like then, which I'm trying to explain to you. I can draw it on a picture, but it's really not that hard. It's common sense to see what I showed you. But I got this camera set up so you can see where it's at now. You got to stick your chest out. You can actually see a person's neck. And this is a true chin tuck all the way up to where you're supposed to be. You should be able to drive your chin down like your throat. Your head is not supposed to be up here like this. If you're up here like this, you're dislocated. It's that simple. And the current medical system does not care about the position of your neck. They have no model. Your neck should basically be looking like that. Let's put this in perspective. Your neck should basically be coming up off your shoulders pretty much straight like that. And your head's supposed to be sitting on it like this. Not like this. And when you set it on there like that, then all this is interrupted. The growth pattern's interrupted, and this starts to distort. And when you have an injury up here this high, it affects everything in the body. I mean, it's that simple. Everything. Everything below that injury, everything below the C1 is affected if the C1 is dislocated off the bottom of the skull and out of position. It's that simple. Now, they've been running from the seizures since they come up with these anticonvulsants about 100 years now. And what they've done is they've just totally ignored, since they got hold of anticonvulsants, they just totally ignore any kind of a serious injury or a serious dislocation in the neck in this area, C2, C3, anywhere. Right now we got magic necks. Magic necks, man, come tear my head off. I'm fine. You are not fine. This injury interrupts your growth pattern and will distort you and destroy you in a slow, painful way. And will give you years and years of dysfunction, years and years of running back and forth to the doctors, paying for pills that don't work, pills that wear off for your seizures, and that's just the simple fact of it. You're going to have to get your chest out. You're going to have to get your head back up over your shoulders. You're going to have to straighten your freaking neck. You're going to put your chin down so that you can pull your skull back up on top of C1 where it belongs. And yeah, you'll have to give it a couple twists. And yeah, don't be afraid to pull on it. Grab hold of it, pick it up. Do them chin tucks. And here's the kicker. Besides all the physical and visual ways you can see that you're dislocated, there's also symptoms. If you have problems every once in a while or a lot swallowing, where it starts with a serious pain and goes all the way down your tube, and you're like, man, somebody rolling a fireball down the center of my chest, that's because they're right here. You messed up. If your Adam's apple's all sticking there and your head's all forward like that, you messed up. You got this big old hump in the back of your neck right here, you messed up. You messed up because the antique medical system that we have is relying on a definition that's 100 years old that says when people start having seizures or whatever and have problems or whatever, let's just put them on this anticonvulsant. And these people get back up and they go back to work. They live miserable lives, and I mean, they may live great lives. I mean, but you get what you want. You get what you pay for. I didn't intentionally end up here. I'm here because God put me here. I should have died a long time ago. I left the medical system so that I could survive, hopefully. Because if I'd have stayed up there listening to them and paid for their help, I wouldn't be dead right now. Years and years of paying for drugs that don't do no good. Using anticonvulsants that wear out, driving cars and stuff. That's some scary stuff. Giving antidepressants that bring on the seizures. Oh man, that little warning tag right there says, might bring on the seizures. I give that one a definite little think about. Yeah, I don't think it's worth it. Like I say, here we are. You're gonna need to get your chin down. And if your chin ain't down into your throat like that, if you have issues swallowing every once in a while, like swallowing wrong, boy, I swallowed that wrong, that's a good indicator that you're out. There's other indicators, and there's a lot of indicators, but yeah, there they are. That's where you need to get your neck. Most people could never do that, what I just did, because their neck's out of position. I'm still in recovery. We're on day 9 here. I'm hoping within 6 weeks I can go back to work. You know, unless my neck decides to go ahead and move again, but I don't think my neck's going to move again very much. I mean, it's moved several times. I look at it like this from what I know and what I've experienced, is that if you've been hit 10 times, you're going to have to relocate your neck like 10 times. You have to keep popping it, pulling it, popping it. It's got to work its way up. You got to do them all one at a time. You might get lucky and get 2 of them, but when you get up here at C2 and C1, you're going to need some traction to get them puppies back in. Yeah, it's busted, it's loose. I mean, all my ligaments are torn and stuff, and it's but it's back. Mine's back in. And it's loose like that because it was way out. Everything's loose, and boom, it's back in now, so that's the time I need for my neck to tighten up and heal up and see where I'm at on this issue. God bless y'all from Oklahoma. This is where I'm at. My video diary of where I'm at on my neck after 28 years of dislocation. Later.